Hey, how's it going? All right. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all that good stuff. Hopefully, you guys are having a really great holiday. I took a really long walk, and it's too cold, and I am just not taking a shower, so I get to stink up my room here a little bit. It's gonna smell like something died in here for a while. Hopefully, you guys aren't going through the same circumstances. Hopefully, you have nice, really, really hot houses and bodies to snuggle with, and family members to enjoy your holiday with. Uh, Hopefully you got a lot to do and not too much. Don't just let mom do all the cooking. Always have something to do with that because it really is kind of depressing. And moms tend to go a little psychotic when yeah, you make them do all the work. It's kind of like post-maternal psychosis, depression. Shouldn't do that to mom. Anyway, during this holiday season, I want you to remember, God's wonderful gifts to us, our families, our homes, our lives, and especially our planet, which gives us so much, and to whom we give so little in return, and how much that will cost us in the long run, in the future. This planet is equally a gift as our family members, which are one and the same in many ways, and not at all. I also would like for you to keep in mind those families or friends who have either died by bullet or by sound or by light or by both or by other means that we would consider to be an unnatural death. I want you to keep in mind the amount of suffering that individuals have gone through for a good 60 years at this juncture. Family members talking to walls and the insane amount of suffering inflicted by individuals who demand that we become dependent on them in order for them to become a dictatorship on United States soil. We do not need dictators on United States soil, much less do we need our family members suffering for the sake of our ability to have a better night's sleep at the hands of a dictator, because that is a dictator. We do not need permission to take a good night's sleep from an individual who is not our employer, who is not our family member, who is not in any way, shape, or form productive to our financial capability or ability to be independent as groups, as citizens on United States soil. I mean, we go through enough as it is in order to survive as citizens in the United States soil. We don't need a further burden added to it that's not enforced by the laws or by the law enforcement authorities on United States soil. There's plenty of laws against all of this. They're just not enforced due to compromising circumstances, which include financial gain. Um, we hear stories about it all the time. These people, you aren't hearing somebody having a conversation with you. You're hearing a dictator attempting to take over your life and literally creating his own country with your head. Anyway, literally with your head. You are, as military personnel, you are, once you sign the paperwork and you state that you are not a member of the illegal groups in question, the terrorist groups or whatnot, when you sign that paperwork, you cannot go and join somebody's rodeo on American soil or abroad. You are the property of the United States government once you put on that military uniform. You are owned by the United States military. It is not slavery. It is something you agree to, including your flesh and blood. Your blood is spilt by the command of the United States government, and you are to obey and execute the orders of the commander in chief. At least our last one, because I don't know this individual who's coming up now. I have no idea who this person is, but that is the law. You are the property of the United States government. Which means that if they tell you to go shoot individuals who are of your same race, creed, or whatnot, you are to do so on the risk of being executed yourselves or being removed from your position as military and probably as any sort of independent citizen on United States soil, period. You do not have the right to support a terrorist group on United States soil. Our people are in need of desperate help, like big time. We are no longer in need of having any narcotics either. We don't need the drugs at all. We don't need that in the military. That's illegal. And you're still owned by the United States government, not by your shrink pimp. Pimp squeak. We call it that. You're owned by your pimp squeak. With that in mind, just remember that an engagement will take place if everybody gets their heads out of their rear end, and the situation will be cleared up one way or another from the looks of it. Complaining is fine, but just keep in mind that it is our political ability and our ability to shift political focus by complaining about something that can endanger a future that will decimate your family if the situation isn't annihilated, isn't, as I was once told, isn't nipped at the bud as soon as possible. I'm going to go ahead and give you an example here. My family, when we came to the United States, all we did was we went to church, we went to school, and we worked. That's all we did. We didn't lie, we didn't steal, we didn't do drugs here, this household. We just worked. And we are enemies of a lot of people from the looks of it. When we didn't do anything that's been claimed of us, these people have discovered that the more innocent the victim, the better the cover for terrorist activities they have. Most people are kind of adept at camouflaging, which means also folding to the enemy, which is illegal in the United States and is considered being a traitor, traitor, on United States soil and to the United States herself. We got plenty of people who are doing everything they can to steal our homes, and it's been pretty awful. So one of my favorite sayings is, maybe we should go ahead and deploy some of our Pennsylvania freedom to get these people away from our homes and our children and our families and our government officials, and get them out of our lives and get them out of our country as soon as possible. And not live under the threat of that we no longer have, oh no, the projectile weapons now go through the walls. Well, I guess you have to sit there and still open fire. Just because the projectile weapon's going through the wall does not mean you can't open fire. Okay? You can open fire even if it's going through the wall. As strange as that may seem. This whole deal of we're going to find the source of the problem as opposed to remove it from the human body is unacceptable, and I consider that to be a criminal act and attempted homicide, which should include 20 years in prison or life imprisonment, or conspiracy to commit murder or actual murder by not eliminating the situation, hence an executable offense, as an individual will lose their lives for not responding to this kind of emergency. Because it is an emergency, and it is a lot of people. The United States and the rest of the world is in possession of technologies that are so advanced that your family members didn't have to die. We've had this technology for over 50 years. Your family members have been dying for some rich man's profit, for their bank accounts, for their reputation of power, their reputation of control. In a country where the technology where your family members did not have to die has existed, once again, I'm repeat that, for 50 years. And it's not about privileged class, it's about trustees to terrorists that survive. So, in other words, this is one evil freaking country. Literally. So, with that in mind, have wonderful holiday, and aghast at what may happen around you is okay. Do not stop it. Thank you. Oh, I requested the President of the United States to intervene in these terrorist groups to create an extreme situation. It will not worsen your situation when if and when it does. If this is a big if, because I don't even know how the hell something like this can be coordinated or created. But you will not be threatened by it in that way, hopefully. Good luck. Good luck to you guys, and have a wonderful holiday. Have a big old whipped cream pie for me. Oh, by the way, I love pumpkin and key lime.